Hey gamers, you like Smash? I used to like the game a lot. I even went to a tournament when I was in university, but got my ass kicked and I haven't really played it since. And I don't even really watch it either. When I was still into Smash, I found this really cool video by the prominent commentator Toph that I think is really interesting. So he basically found this anime that's about a guy who plays Smash, specifically a game similar to Melee. He demonstrates a little bit about it. I'll show you right here.
Shit. Oh, fuck. If you've ever played Super Smash Bros. Melee, especially a character like Fox or Sheik, who is 3-frame jump squat, you'll know this feeling. I couldn't even short up reliably with Falco at first.
Yeah, so he's showing like basically how it's like mechanically similar to Melee and just generally Smash Bros. He also talks about the show itself outside of that, and he has a generally positive opinion about it.
This is kind of hokey. I like the Melee references, but the premise leaves a little bit to be desired. But I kept watching because I was like, okay, it's a Melee anime. I've got to give it a chance, if not for the fact that it's about Smash Bros. And actually by episode like 3 or 4, I was actually kind of hooked. And I ended up watching the whole thing. And I actually had a really good time with the show. I thought it was actually really dope. They introduce a whole lot more characters. There's actual character progression, which feels good. The characters all end up being pretty likable, even though you don't think they're going to be at first. I think the first episode, I kind of like a bad like impression of the characters. But then like, I don't know, by like episodes 3 or 4, I was like pretty bought in. So yeah, I quite liked it.
Yeah, I actually really like this show, specifically for, you know, the writing, not so much the thing about Smash Bros. I'm gonna be getting into that today because he doesn't really go into that a lot. So what I really like about this show is that it's basically like a big fuck you to all the otaku who would be watching this in their fucking degenerate fucking Coomer-stained fucking rooms. It's about this guy who's like the best at this game, Super Attack Families. This is the only thing he cares about. Nothing matters to him. All he does is play this game. All he thinks about is the game. Faces the second highest ranked player. He kicks their ass. Gets a message saying, hey, we should meet up. Then he meets the player and it turns out it's the popular chick from school. And it turns out she's really disappointed that he's a loser. Later on, she's like helping him, you know, fix the other aspects of his life because again, he doesn't pay attention to it because he only cares about the video game. They end up in like this like mentor and student relationship where she basically mentors him in life. Right here, she's like, fix your appearances. She denies the genetics excuse that's so based. Oh, facial features. Yeah, not real. You're wrong. Yeah, she forces him to like talk to other people. You know, make friends. He like tells him how to dress well. He becomes this like well-dressed guy, you know. He makes progress throughout the show. She tries to get him with this girl, try to get him a girlfriend. He's basically being shown that that life outside of playing video games is good. How the show goes about this isn't perfect, like kind of goes into like really cringy territory. People don't need to overanalyze social interactions, like planning everything out this strictly is not really a thing in real life, at least from what I've seen. Another really stupid thing that happened is that there's like autistic screeching match. The normie guy's getting mad because he's getting beat in the video game. Oh no. And this bitch comes out, you're a loser, you only play video games. You could have just left. Like, come on. Yeah, so he gets mad at her for shitting on the game, so he fucking spurgs out and he fucking yells at her, saying that the game is good, stop making fun of the game. It's my favorite game, stop making fun of the game. I'm not giving you audio, but it's actually hard to watch. It's so fucking cringy. Like, no one in their right mind would do this. Like, in the last episode, he, like, relapses. You know, he goes through this progress of making friends and shit. Like, he gets upset. But he comes back and goes back to not being a degenerate loser. And like the overall message of the show is what I like about it. I feel like anime and anime culture encourages like these like really degenerate ikikomori lifestyles. And it shows people that, you know, life isn't just about the media you consume. It's about the relationships and proving yourself that make life worth living. And I find that there's so many anime don't encourage this, but encourage the really unhealthy otaku lifestyle. Like, a few examples I could think of are, one example is Saikano. So it's basically about this guy who's really obsessed with anime and light novels and visual novels and shit, and he wants to make a game. He basically gets a bunch of women who are like, oh yeah, I want to suck your dick, so I'm gonna help you make this video game. And they're all in his harem just because what? He likes anime? Really? It's saying that you could be like him and make a video game and get a harem, and that's just never gonna happen. Another one is Ero Manga Sensei. I fucking hate this anime. It's so dog shit. It's about this guy who shits out light novels, fucking writes like 30,000 words in a day, and he just publishes them. He shits them out. And because this guy makes dog shit light novels, he sold like fucking like 50,000 copies, which isn't insane, but it's still success. And he has a harem of chicks that want to suck his penis. It's basically saying, oh, if you also write dog shit light novels, you too will get your sister and other women to fuck you. Again, another show showing that, hey, you have a degenerate lifestyle, things could possibly be good for you. Nagatoro basically says that if you're into cock and ball torture, that's a good thing. All of these anime encourage this terrible behavior of obsessing over anime, making it like the only priority in your life, or video games or whatever. And that's just not the case in real life. Not all anime about otaku behavior is bad. For example, Genshiken is about this guy who's really introverted, who goes to an anime club to, you know, make friends. Like, you can use these experiences from these video games and this anime to help give yourself positive experiences. Tomozaki uses the experience of the game to help him understand the workings of the real world. So it's not like these things are completely bad, it's just that you need to keep them in moderation. Like, in this anime, the chick never tells Tomozaki to quit the game. She just tells him, you need to also work on the stuff in real life, which is really cool. It shows that, like, they're aware that you need balance in your life. Obviously, like, almost everyone is not delusional enough to think that if I watch anime all day, divine intervention will make it so that I will have a successful life. This is for the people whose room looks like this and they don't go outside. And it's basically like, oh, look at this anime about this guy who plays video games. He's just like me. And then it turns out it just shits on their lifestyle, makes it really personal. That makes it really fun and entertaining. And I feel like more anime need to tell people like, oh hey, being a shut-in otaku is a terrible lifestyle and you should not do it. More anime needs to be like Tomozaki is basically what I'm trying to say. Just a little bit about the rest of the show. Some of the like very character-focused stuff I don't really like that much. This girl, Mimi, she's like really upset that she's not as good as the main chick, Aoi, and she's like really self-conscious about it. And she's like, oh, I'm not as good, I'm so sad. Oh, it's like, why don't you take her advice and improve the aspects of your life so you can beat her at some point? Like how she helped Tomozaki, you know? You don't need a 3-episode arc to tell the story. There's like some similar stuff in season 2, which is like, I don't really care about this. I just really like watching Tomozaki, you know, improve himself as a person. The characters actually have likable personalities, so it's not like the most boring thing ever. So, you know, at least it's pretty good in that aspect. The openings are great too. They're from Dialogue Plus, who are basically an idol group who just makes anime openings, and they make really goofy songs that are genuinely like really fun to listen to. And when they make a little bit more serious music, it also sounds really good. So big fan of their stuff. They did the openings for season 1 and 2, and I do believe they did some of the EPs. Maybe not all of them though. But that's it about Tomozaki. Now I'm gonna tell you where I've been. I haven't spoken into a mic like this for like 3 years. So basically since the Dead Leaves video, I've been just chilling. I've been playing a lot of rhythm games. I graduated college and I've been really putting off making videos because of 2 reasons. One is the lack of passion, and 2 is a lack of confidence. Like, anime YouTube is just really boring. To make videos that actually get some amount of traction, you need to either make it on some anime that's airing right now, or you make a video on something that has already an established fan base and is really popular. And like, either of those, I don't care. I don't watch seasonal anime. I like showing shit that people may not have seen. That's the fun part about anime, because there's so much fucking anime out there that there's gotta be something that's cool that no one really has talked about, right? And also, generally, video essays are just like really boring to me. The only channels I like are Running Shine. I love these videos because they're very positive, they have good humor, they're never smug about the thing they're talking about. It's genuinely out of passion that they make these things. I also really like Snaker. His videos are about like some weird game that I personally haven't heard of. He's fascinated by all these strange games. Like, what is this? And he also has this like dry British humor that I really like. The channels I've been really inspired by are basketball channels. Like, for example, I really like Synthetic Sports because it's like these 2 guys who are just like talking about, you know, different parts of NBA history, general topics. I really like how they're like bouncing off each other, but it's like not like a podcast. Like, they're loosely scripted. That's sort of what I like. I really like these like more natural, but also somewhat structured videos, and that's sort of the direction I want to go in. I'm not gonna completely get rid of video essays though. Like, I think there's some topics that I want to talk about that would benefit a lot from a more structured style. I want to make it so that I make videos in the style that I think is the most appropriate. So this gives me, you know, a different outlet where I don't have to fully script, rigidly structure, and I could just talk in a way that's just more casual. Another reason I haven't been making videos is that I lack confidence. It's been so long since I've sat down to record that I feel like I've lost all that skill to, you know, talk into a microphone. It feels really foreign to me now. I also doubted myself on this kind of video. And this, you know, it's probably not going to be great in the beginning, but the more I do it, the more I'll get used to it. I want to make these loosely scripted videos a lot more often, with the occasional fully scripted video. I want to experiment with YouTube Shorts and maybe TikTok. I don't really want Chinese spyware, so I don't know about TikTok, but I have like these like very small like ideas in my head that were like, okay, this like one like tiny idea I could just make into a YouTube Short. I want to experiment more. Community posts are a thing. I thought you needed certain requirements to make YouTube posts, but turns out you don't need to do that. So I could basically use that for like memes or like whatever things that wouldn't even work in Shorts. Is just like for example, I'll talk about season 2 of Tomozaki on a YouTube post because, you know, that's airing right now. And yeah, I don't think I need to make another video. I also wanted to maybe rebrand because name Orange is so generic that I kind of want like a more, I guess, unique identity. I already changed my @ to Orangus. And like, who cares? My channel has 300 subscribers. It won't matter if 300 people who subscribe to me don't like the changes I make, because there's a possibility I could garner a bigger following on the new stuff I want to do. Because again, it's so small that it probably doesn't matter. Also, the music in this video is from the Atelier series. It's pretty cool. I like the music in that series. Generally, the Koei Tecmo games actually have pretty good music. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.